Hello guys, bienvenue, welcome to our video. And in today's video, we're gonna discuss specifically the TEF Canada. Let's get into the video. So what is the TEF Canada? The TEF Canada basically test d'évaluation de français. It's used for different type of immigrations that you have in Canada. So express entry, Canadian experience class, and also like provincial nominee program. So they use this test specifically for provinces like the French speaking parts of Canada. So there are four modules in this test. There's the listening, there's the reading, the writing, and the speaking. Also, something that you need to consider is that the CLB level equivalence of this test. So the CLB 7, it's the minimum required for immigration purposes, whereas the CLB 9 gives you more points. If you have these levels or these scores, you will get 50 to 70 points when it comes to like points for immigration. So your aim should be to achieve CLB 9. So here in the listening section, so you need to have between 148 to 179. This is considered CLB 7. You want to have 298. Okay, same thing with the reading. So CLB 7 would be the minimum that you would require for immigration purposes. You should aim to have at least 249, so you achieve CLB 9 and you get more points. Same thing with writing. The minimum would be 310 to 348. That would be the minimum CLB 7, but you want to aim for 371, so you get more points. Same thing with speaking, 310 to 348, but you want to get 371 at least, so you can have more points. But like the minimum for immigration, when you have CLB 7, that suffices. Now let's move on to like step-by-step like strategy, what you need to do. First things first, you need to understand the format. All right, so the format in the listening section, the listening part, you have 40 questions that you need to answer. In the reading part, it's 40 questions as well. In the writing, it's 2 tasks, and also in the speaking, it's 2. Okay, so this is what you need to understand. From this format, you need to come up with a weekly learning plan. So for example, you can say on Monday, I'm just going to focus on listening. Tuesday, I'm going to do writing. On Wednesday, maybe you want to rest. On Thursday, you get back to you do speaking. And Friday, you do reading, and then so on and so forth. The intensity will depend on how much time you have, and also it depends on your level of French. So if your level of French is low, you shouldn't start with the test. You should go and improve your French overall first, and then focus on the test later. Okay, now step 3 is to practice with official material. We have prepared a lot of mock tests. There are free YouTube sample questions. There are also like the official websites for the TEF and the TEF, then the TCF. Then you can go in there and just like review. Alright, now step 4 is to improve your writing and speaking. I mean, these are the most difficult, I guess, harder to get points, because in this, at least in the listening and reading sections, there are like multiple choice questions. But here in the writing and speaking, you need to produce. This might be harder for most people. In the writing section, you need to continue an article, like I said before, in this and also you need to give your opinion about something. So what you should do is to learn template phrases. There are phrases that you can use in any type of writing. Like the connectors are also very important, because you need them in any type of writing. You need connectors, cependant, par conséquent, en revanche, etc., etc. Connectors for contrasting, for adding ideas, for giving examples, etc. And also the good thing is connectors, you can use them in the speaking part as well. All right, so you can use them both in writing and speaking. For your argumentation, you need to have this clear structure. You start with an introduction, and then you give your argument or your position. You support it with 2 arguments at least. You give examples, and then you give conclusion. So it has to be structured like this. For speaking, you shadowing voice memos. Shadowing just means like listening to someone speak and then repeating what they said. Here, watching movies can help, that's very important. Prepare answers for 10 common topics. For example, education, climate change. These are topics that come a lot, so you can just build vocabulary around these topics, practice talking about them, and And finally, it's mostly important when French is not your first language to pronounce things right, to take your time, to focus on clarity more than on speed. Okay, step 5 is to build high score vocabulary. Here we're talking about transition words. These are like connectors that we've already mentioned, formal phrases for letters, descriptive adjectives, synonyms for common words like bon, like good. Instead of saying good in your speech or in your writing, you can say excellent, satisfaisant, intéressant, important. There are other words, many synonyms that you can use. So these common words that you're probably going to use, you need to find their synonyms so you don't repeat them. Okay, the final strategy is to simulate the test. Here you want to do like the whole test, the whole mock test. Like I said, in the course, in the HDAT education course, there is multiple mock tests. So you need to find a mock test and you need to sit for here it's gonna be like 2 hours 45 minutes and you do the whole mock test just like in an actual test. So here you want to do this at least 2 times. You want to do this just to get used to the exam, and after that you can just, maybe when you're practicing, you don't need to do the whole thing, but maybe you just do one section, like for example you just do listening or you just do reading, but you want to do simulate the test at least once or twice before the actual exam. Listening, it's going to be 40 minutes. You can have 40 questions, 40 minutes, but don't really think about it like that, because the first questions are going to be easier, so there you don't want to spend a lot of time there. And also something that can happen is that you might not be in control of the time you put on questions. For example, they will have when they play the audio, so they give you 10 seconds to read the question, and then they play the audio and they give you 15 seconds to answer. So they are the ones who are going to control the time for the listening section. They give you how much time you have before the audio starts. When the audio starts, when the audio ends, they give you some time to answer the question. So here you don't really have option to control your time. Alright, so that's it. Let's just do a recap of everything we've seen in this video. The first one is to know the CLB score requirements. Like I told you, there's the minimum that you need to get CLB 7 to be qualified for immigration, and also there you can get CLB 9 to get more points, from 50 to 70 points. Be realistic and consistent. Consistency is more important. Make sure that your plan is achievable, that it's not too hard for you. So just need a plan. It doesn't have to be like super intense. Use real mock tests, very important. Train both for structure and fluency, and review your work weekly. So every week you need to review like what you've done and see where are your weak points, where you can improve. And yeah, if you follow this, you're gonna do just fine. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any question or anything that you would like to say or any feedback, please leave them down the comment, and I will see you on the next video.